Hello and welcome. I'm so glad you could take the time to practice today. We're going to start seated, and this will be a practice working on inner strength and transformation. So, working with poses that build some power and strength and vitality, and helping us to tap into that which is already inside of us, our strength, our discernment, ability to make good decisions. So finding a comfortable seated position with a nice tall spine. And we'll work with our ujjayi breath in this practice. And this is the victorious breath. And this breath is meant to help us be victorious over the fluctuations of the mind. So it's that gentle ocean sound breath at the back of our throat. So you could take a hand in front of your face and inhale through the nose and exhale through the mouth like you're fogging up a mirror. Maybe doing that again, just tapping into that sensation in the throat. And then perhaps closing the mouth, breathing in and out through the nose, but still with that whisper sound, that gentle constriction. And maybe using that breath through your practice if that feels good for you. If not, let it go. Just notice how it feels in your body. As you get comfortable with doing your ujjayi breath on the exhale, you may want to inhale with that gentle constriction and feel how that affects your mind and body and breath. Maybe bringing our hands to that upper abdomen, so just below the ribs, just above the belly button, the center of our manipura chakra, our sacral plexus, our center of strength, our center of digestion. And so digestion and transformation of experiences, helping us to have discernment. So as you inhale, just notice that expansion across the belly, the widening of the lower ribs. And as you exhale, noticing the belly and chest soften, perhaps at the end of the exhale, giving a gentle squeeze of the abdominal muscles here, just lighting that fire within if that feels good. And just tapping into that inner strength, inner discernment that is already inside of us. Good. Releasing the hands down to the knees. Start to flutter the eyes open if they've been closed. We're just going to take some twisting here. So inhale, reach up. Exhale, we're going to twist to the right, but keep the arms front to back. So we're really just twisting through the abdominal muscles, feeling that squeeze as you exhale. Then inhale back to center. Exhale, twisting to the left. And move at your pace. Inhale. Exhale. Finding that tall spine, that squeezing of the abdominal muscles. Inhale, belly expanding, chest expanding. Exhaling, twisting. Great. The next time you twist to your right side, stay there, bringing the left hand to the right knee, right hand behind the back. And as you inhale, find a tall spine. And as you exhale, maybe twisting a little bit more deeply if that feels good, looking over that back shoulder. 3 deep breaths here. maybe with that ujjayi breath. Next breath in, looking to the front, unwinding the twist, reaching up. Exhale, twisting to the left. Right hand, left knee, left hand behind the back. Looking over that back shoulder. 3 deep breaths. Next breath, unwind the twist, reaching up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Pause and notice how you feel. Great, and let's come to tabletop pose. So coming to hands and knees, hands beneath the shoulders, knees beneath the hips, and we'll move into cat and cow. So dropping the belly, looking forward, and rounding, tailbone under, belly pulls in, chin towards chest. Moving here at your pace, and perhaps we'll change the typical way we breathe here. So breathing in as you're in cat pose, feeling that coiling in. And as you exhale, coming into cow pose, maybe exhaling through the mouth, letting go of tension. Inhaling, rounding, chin towards chest, feeling that heat in the core. Exhale through the mouth, releasing heat, releasing tension. Couple more times. After your next exhale, returning to tabletop pose. And let's reach the right toes on the mat behind us. First with the toes down, pressing through that right heel, stretching through the calf. Might feel good to come forward and back on the toes. Just waking up the muscles of our calves and ankles. Good. And you can stay here with the toes on the mat for spinal balance, or you can lift the right heel up. Right heel is pressing back with the toes pointed down towards the mat. Feel the core engage, abdominal muscles pulling in. Maybe reaching the left hand forward with thumb towards the sky. Feeling that length in the body, crown of head, fingertips reaching forward, right heel pressing back. Feeling the strength. Let's move with our breath. Inhale, we're reaching long. Exhale, round the spine, bring the knee to nose, bring the elbow in if the arm is extended. Inhale, reach long. Exhale, round, knee to nose. Twice more. Reaching long. Hand down if it's lifted, toes down behind you, and let's come into a modified side plank. So bring those left toes to the left, bring the right foot to the mat, and we're balancing on the left hand, left knee, and right foot. Just open the chest to the side, bring the right arm up, maybe right arm over right ear. Feel that stretch and strength along the side body here, all the way from fingertips down to the right foot. Staying right here, or maybe hovering that right foot in the air and feeling that engagement in the outer hip, in the obliques. Staying right here, or maybe bending that knee, having the right hand reach for that right foot. Maybe you catch it, maybe you don't. Either way, totally fine. If you catch it, press the foot into the hand pulling on foot. We're making a rounded shape with the spine, stretching across the front of the hip and the chest. Gently starting to release the foot, release the arm. Foot down to the mat. And then let's come up to gate pose. So using our strength of our side body, lifting up. Reach the arms up and exhale, right hand to right leg, left arm over left ear. Just breathing in, breathing out. Good. Lifting back up. Left hand to the mat, right hand to the mat, and bringing the knees back to tabletop pose. And we'll come into child's pose before we move to the other side. So hips towards heels, arms reaching overhead, body drapes over the thighs. Hips can be low, or hips might need to be a little higher to feel good here. Take the child's pose that feels good in your body. Allowing this time to integrate, to notice what's stirred up from your activity and movement. It's allowing that digestion, that transformation. Great. Let's come back to tabletop pose. I'm going to turn so I'm not facing away from you. And let's bring the left toes back on the mat first for that calf stretch. Pressing the heel back, maybe rocking forward and back. Good. And staying with toes on the mat and engaging through the core or lifting the heel, pressing the left heel back. Maybe reaching the right hand forward with right thumb towards the sky. You're looking down towards the mat, so you have a nice long neck here. 3 deep breaths, feeling your strength. Knowing you can do almost anything for 3 breaths. And now let's move with our breath. Inhale, reaching long. Exhale, knee to nose, round the spine. Hug the elbow in if the arm's extended. Inhale, reach. Exhale, round. Twice more. After your next exhale, reaching long. And again, bring the right hand down. We're coming into that modified side plank. Left foot on the mat, right knee on the mat. Left hand to the sky or over the left ear. Breathing here, finding length. Can you reach your foot and hand away from each other just an inch more? Good. Maybe hovering the left foot on the mat, engaging that outer hip and the obliques. Maybe bending the knee, having the left hand reach for the left foot. Sometimes we reach it, sometimes we don't. No worries either way. Press that foot into the hand if you do reach it. And feel that beautiful opening along the front side of the body. One more breath here. Gently releasing that foot. Good. Foot down to the mat. And then we're going to come into that gate pose. So finding that strength here, lifting up the body. Inhale, reaching up. Exhale, left hand, left leg, right arm over right ear. And just enjoy the right side of the body. Good. Lifting back up. Coming back to tabletop pose. And we'll come into child's pose. Let's maybe take a wide leg child's pose. So knees wide apart, big toes to touch, hips towards heels, arms overhead, forehead towards the mat. And just notice how this might be different. If a different child's pose would feel better for you, please do take it. Just reconnecting with your breath here. Reconnecting with the sensations in your body. Good, and let's lift up to hands and knees, and we'll come into downward dog. So tuck the toes, lift the hips, pressing into the tips of the fingers to take a little bit of weight out of the wrists. Maybe bending one knee, pressing the opposite heel down to the mat. Just notice how that feels. Alternating sides. Good. And let's come forward to plank. So shoulders over wrists, hips in line with shoulders, in line with heels. Your knees can be down. That's no big deal. Either way, we're just feeling what it feels like to hug the ribs towards the iliac crests here. Maybe squeezing the hands towards one another on the mat, feeling the chest engage. Firing up that inner strength, inner heat, inner vitality, inner discernment. Good. Let's come all the way down to the mat, knees down or knees up, bringing the chest to the mat. And let's come into Sphinx pose, elbows beneath shoulders, forearms on the mat. Feet pressing into the mat, even the pinky toes, so we can have some space around our pelvis. Pressing thighs into the mat, lifting the chest. 3 deep breaths here. Deep inhale. Exhale, stacking your hands on top of one another and bringing your forehead to your hands and rest. You also might choose to bring one ear to the mat to bring a little bit of stretch into the neck if that feels okay for you. Just feeling how your body feels resting here after a little bit of intensity. And now giving your body a little bit of care and ease. Bringing your forehead back to your hands if you had your neck turned. Let's come into baby cobra. So for baby cobra, the hands are by the upper chest, elbows hugging back. We press into the pelvis and thighs, lifting the chest up. Most of our weight is out of our hands. You could even practice with lifting the hands up. Nice long neck. You could move your chin side to side easily. There's no tension in your neck muscles here. They often want to get involved, and that just causes tension and tightness, and we don't want that. And we're having a big thunderous rainstorm here in Florida today, so you might be hearing some thunder and rain, which sounds really nice to me, but I don't know if it gets through the microphone. Deep inhale. Exhale, release to the mat, forehead to hands, or maybe opposite ear. 3 deep breaths here and just feeling your body soften. Good, bringing your forehead back to center if your chin is turned. Let's come into high cobra. Now you could take the sphinx or the baby cobra if you like, or for high cobra, hands are by your waist, elbows hugging back. We press into the hands, lift the chest up. The knees are down for this, but if you want upward dog, you can lift your knees up as well. Be sure your elbows have a little bit of a bend, they're not locking out. Now this is more of an arm strengthener here. Spine lengthener, arm strengthener, tapping in to our inner strength, our inner heat, our inner aliveness. Deep inhale. Exhale, bending elbows, releasing to the mat. Press into the hands and come to tabletop or plank. And then pressing back, downward facing dog. 3 deep breaths here, lengthening out the spine. Lengthening the back of the legs. On our next breath, let's lift the left leg up for 3-leg dog. Press the left heel to the back of the mat. Bring the knee in towards the chest. Step the left foot forward. We're coming into warrior 1. So placing that back heel down, lifting up, warrior 1. Finding your feet pressing down, crown of head reaching up. And let's move with our breath. Let's inhale here. Exhale, bend the elbows, bend the knee. Inhale, straighten the front leg, reaching arms up. Exhale. Couple more times. Exhale, pausing in warrior 1, hands to hips, straighten the front leg, step that back foot forward just a bit, and we'll fold into pyramid pose. So folding over that mostly straight front leg, hands can be on the thigh or the shin or the mat. Feel your left hip pulling back and feeling your body drape and reach over that front leg, enjoying the hamstring stretch. Bending into that front knee, lifting back up to warrior 1, feeling your warrior 1, your strength and your power. Hands down to the mat, stepping back to plank, knees up or down. Bending the elbows, bringing the chest down towards the mat, choosing sphinx or baby cobra or full cobra, whatever would feel best in your body. We'll take 3 deep breaths. Good. Coming back in whatever way feels best for you, back to downward facing dog. Maybe taking a deep inhale through the nose. Exhale with a sigh through an open mouth. Letting tension go. Moving to the other side. Left heel presses down, right leg reaches up, finding length. Bringing that right foot forward, finding your warrior 1. Finding your footing, bending into the front knee, reaching the arms overhead. Good, and let's move with our breath. Inhale, straighten the front leg. Exhale, bend the knee, bend the elbows. Inhale. Exhale. Twice more. once more for good measure. Bending knees, bending elbows, hands to hips. Straighten that front knee, maybe stepping the back foot up just a bit, folding into your pyramid pose. Where would be best for you to place your hands? Should that front knee be a little bit more or less bent? See what feels best. Bend into your front knee, coming back to that warrior one. Finding that inner strength. Hands down to the mat. Stepping back to plank. You know your options. You could even come back to child's pose. If you're taking a cobra or sphinx, pause for 3 breaths. And on your own time, coming back to downward facing dog. Notice how your body feels. Let's lift that left leg up for 3-leg dog. You can keep the heel with toes pointing down or bend the knee and open the hip if that would feel good. Maybe rotating the left ankle, maybe rotating the left knee. If you're rotating, maybe reversing the direction of your circles. Good. Back to 3-leg dog, toes pointing down. Step the left foot forward. This time we're coming into triangle pose. Bringing arms out to a T, reaching the left arm forward, left hand to thigh or shin, right arm reaching to the sky. And feel that center, that strength. Feel maybe a little contraction of the obliques on the right and an opening on the left, finding length in the spine. Maybe reaching that right arm over the right ear. Not necessary, but might feel good to bring more strength. Maybe make sure there's a little bend in that left knee, maybe reaching the left arm forward. If that doesn't feel good, you just simply bring the left hand back down. Good. Left hand down if it's lifted, reaching up. And reverse triangle, right hand, right thigh, left arm, reaching back, enjoying the left side body here. Good. Back to center. Bending the front knee, helicopter the hands, stepping back to plank, coming to downward dog or child's pose, or moving through chaturanga, upward dog or cobra. 3 deep breaths here. Maybe a little sway side to side would feel nice. See what's best for you at this moment in your practice. And when you're ready, back to downward facing dog. Preparing for the right side. Left heel presses down, right leg lifts, 3-leg dog. Maybe this time bending the knee, opening the hip, rotating ankle or rotating knee or both. If you're making circles, reverse the direction. Good. Back to 3-leg dog, toes pointing down. Step the right foot forward, coming up to triangle pose. And I'll just switch so I'm facing you. Arms to a T, reaching forward with the right arm to right leg or shin, left arm reaching to the sky. Feeling that length in the waist. Good. Maybe you reach that left arm over the left ear to increase a little heat and intensity. It is not necessary, but might feel nice. Maybe reaching the right arm forward as well. Make sure there's a little micro bend in that right knee. Right hand down, left arm up, coming into that reverse triangle. Just enjoy the release. Good. Lifting back up. Helicoptering down. Moving through your vinyasa here. Last chance. Seeing what your body needs. 3 breaths in whatever back bend you choose. And when you're ready, back to downward facing dog. Knees down to the mat, child's pose, hips towards heels. Releasing your chest on your thighs. Slowing down the breath. Noticing changes and sensation that have taken place in your body through this powerful practice. Maybe there's a little bit of sweat. Maybe your heart is beating a little faster. Maybe you notice energy and vitality of your muscles. Walking fingertips over to the left in your child's pose, stretching the right side body. Fingertips back to center, walking fingertips over to the right. Stretch along the left side. Fingertips back to center, pressing up to table, and then we'll come to take a seat on the mat. And before we come down to the mat, we're going to take boat pose, because that really is an inner fire, strength building pose, but can be taken with very many variations. So first, knees bent, arms by our side, chest open, and this can be your boat pose. I can really feel my core engaging here. You can also start to roll slightly back, lifting knees up with bent knees and keeping hands on the mat. You could have your legs straight. You know, I really can't do that very well, so I'm not going to do it. I'm going to keep my knees bent. You can reach your arms forward as well. We're having a nice up chest. The chest is reaching towards where the ceiling and the wall meet. Feel as though you're squeezing your inner thighs in towards one another. You're squeezing your abdominal muscles in. You're tapping into your inner strength, inner vitality. Good. Bringing the feet down, hands down, and maybe just a little windshield wiper of the knees here. We'll do that one more time just in case you loved it and there's another variation you want to try, or you just really enjoy feeling how strong you are, which how wonderful is that? And it's yoga. You also get to choose. You don't have to do it. Bringing knees back to center. Remember the variations. Hands by hips, open, chest engaging core. Maybe rocking slightly back, lifting the heels. Maybe you can straighten your legs. See if we can take 5 deep breaths here. So good, feeling your strength. I'm so proud of you. Feet down, hands down. Ah, we did it. Thank goodness. Thank goodness. Oh, I'm so proud of you for showing up and doing this practice today. It's just amazing how yoga can help you feel better. And when you're done, starting to bring your hips to the center of the mat, roll down onto the spine. Finding yourself on the mat. And just take a couple of breaths here, just feeling your body arrive. Good. Let's hug the knees in towards the chest, giving a rock side to side, massaging across that low back, massaging across the belly. Maybe keeping the left knee hugged in and reaching the right leg out long. Still maybe moving that left knee side to side or being still. And switching sides, hugging right knee in, left leg out long. And when you're ready, we'll come into Shavasana, our pose of rest. If there's any last little stretch or movement that would feel good for your body, will you please do it now? There's no rush. When you arrive in your Shavasana, just scan your body, noticing sensations. Taking a deep inhale through the nose. And as you exhale, sending the breath down to the soles of your feet and the tips of your toes. Relaxing your feet. Relaxing your calves and shins. Soften the muscles of your thighs and hips. Breathe in deeply, expanding the belly. Breath all the way down to the pelvis. As you exhale, soften pelvis, low back, belly. Soften your chest and upper back. Relax the muscles of your shoulders, your upper arms, your forearms. Breathe in deeply, sending the breath down the arms all the way to the palms and the tips of each finger. Allowing your body to relax. Soften the muscles of your neck. Soften your throat and jaw. Releasing any grip of the muscles of your face. Soften the crown of your head. Breathe in deeply. As you exhale, soften your entire body, taking this next couple of minutes to rest in Shavasana. Gently start to bring some movement back to your body, maybe wiggling fingers and toes, rotating wrists and ankles. Might feel good to reach your arms overhead for a full body stretch, reaching front to back, taking a deep inhale. Exhale with a sigh. Maybe bending your knees, hugging your knees in towards your chest one last time. Rolling on to right or left side, pausing for a breath or two. And when you're ready, gently pressing yourself up to a comfortable seated position. Hands resting on knees, nice tall spine, soft gaze or closed eyes. And just take a few breaths here and notice how you feel. What has changed in your practice? On your next breath, reach your arms out to the side, palms touch overhead. Exhale, hands down to heart center. Noticing your inner strength, your inner vitality, your inner discernment. The light in me honors and reflects the beautiful light in you. Namaste.